Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I posted anything. COVID, depression, work, stress, the thing. But I've been trying to do a little something, a little workout every day. Not consistent. It's also Florida, so my garage is super hot, and that's where my gym is. The reason for this video is I posted a picture of my rack that I got a few months ago, when the COVID lockdown in Florida first started to lift, and Dick's Sporting Goods got some weight equipment in, because before that, everything was gone. I was trying to get, as I was putting my picture for Facebook of my rack, I had been trying to save up for the Rep 5000. And I follow quite a few home gym YouTubers, and they all love the Rep 5000 and the attachments and the hole placings and the quality is all super good, super hot. But Trump happened, and COVID happened. So Chinese metal, Chinese steel, because Rep Fitness is a Chinese manufacturer, and that's the rack that I was saving for. All the reviews I had done made all the tickle spots in my head go off. So that's the one I wanted, because I needed a new rack. Mine was rusting, and it wasn't doing it. So that's the one I wanted, and then everything evaporated, so you can't get them. And it went, all months and months. It became clear that Rep Fitness is in trouble as far as America goes. I don't know how soon Joe Biden's going to be able to fix the trade war, and how soon we'll be able to get COVID under control. But until then, home gym equipment and racks it's the new gold rush. It's the most valued thing for people that are trying to stay at home and do the right thing and not go in public and be a disease vector. Living in Florida is a different perspective on how us primates are reacting to this. So there was also, I had a second and third and fourth pick. I was eventually going to get something. And then this one was my second pick. It wasn't as heavy duty. It still had the 1-inch holes. It was a half rack, so it didn't take a huge amount of space. It met all the qualifications. It just wasn't the beefy, manly, ego-stroking cod piece of equipment. It was sensible. It's just sensible. So I got that because it was the first rack between the two, and COVID happened, and money. The difference there with the Rep 5000, if I had purchased that and got all of the attachments, because you have to buy for them separately, attachments that I wanted, there was a package, but the attachments I wanted would have run about $1,500, probably around $2,000 with shipping, and all together probably would have been $2,000. When the business was doing well, and I was doing all my jobs and making money consistently, it was within my means to save up for. But after COVID, it's out of the question. And so this one is $400, and it came with all the attachments that I needed: the J cups and the bars, the assist bars, and a pull-up rack. Something I also did not anticipate it doing, which now that I have this one, the Pro 600, the pull-up bar at the top. Oh, my glasses on. I'm not going to do a huge review of this. I just wanted to do a quick video. Pull-up bar at the that is the pull-up bar. Normally, it's up there and out of the way, and you do pull-ups. But if you put it down here, you can hang underneath it and do chest raises at different angles. And in doing that, I discovered, and before this, I can ruin myself with no weight at all. As I've gotten older and I have tissue damage and joint damage and all the stuff with being older, I don't have to lift that much to just wreck myself. So this, perfect. Any kind of back workout, it does more than the Rep 5000 does. Now, so I had to check, once I checked my ego at the door and just got what I wanted or what I needed, this really fits all the bills. So I guess this is kind of a commercial for the Pro Fitness Gear Pro 600 from Dick's is where I got it. But I can really just ramble on. The reason behind this video is I had posted that picture of my rack, and one of my past employees, or one of my past therapists, had recently been in a car accident and is no longer able to work out. Back, neck issues, broken back. I mean, not in good shape. And with the healthcare we have in America, he's not likely to get a lot of assistance. So he responded with a sad face because he's not able to be mobile and work out at all like he used to, or at all. I'm not sure yet. But that got me thinking, with COVID and with Biden winning, good with the bad, bad with the good, at least Biden is going to take science seriously for the pandemic, for this disease. And in doing so, one of my biggest gripe about America and capitalism and the military-industrial complex and the whole military budget is that for decades and decades and decades, maybe for always, they've been able to convince people that war, military, weapons are the best defense to keep America particularly safe. The more money we spend on weapons and the military and bases and security, the safer and healthier America will be. And one of the things I've always said is we're building up an arsenal against the wrong enemy. You can't. An M16, although will kill the person living in a virus that the virus is living in, it won't kill the virus. Tanks and bombs and bases are not going to protect us from what has always been our worst enemy: disease and the environment. Sure, countries invade other countries. Countries go to war. People kill people. People kill people. But the environment and diseases, except for the last couple generations, has been largely what has killed the most of us. With all the wars, as tragic as it was 50,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, if you're a fundamentalist, it was like 90% of men died by the hands of other men. That's apparently we're tracking men with that. Steven Pinker did the research. If you get a chance, listen to some Steven Pinker TED Talks. They're fantastic. But even when you take into account that 90% or 95% of all men got killed by the hands of another man in fighting back then. Nowhere near that today. It's infinitesimal today. But even if you take that into account, you're only talking about the men that survived to fight. Before that, the death rate that climate and disease took on our species, on people, the death rate of man-on-man death is nothing. It wiped us out by the trillions. There are babies that didn't make it to maturity, children that starved to death, floods, infection, children that got cuts, people that got cuts, only because they were tracking men that died by the hands of other men, that I'm referring to children. So they're not even counting the deaths of all the people that didn't even make it to the statistic of dying in war. So this whole time we've been spending all our effort and all our propaganda and all our money and all our sweat and tears and blood into making better bang bangs and ignoring medical defenses, medicine, medical sciences. It has only been recently, which should both scare and impress. It scares and impresses me. We've only known about what a virus was recently, the last few generations. We only had antibiotics recently. My grandparents would remember a time when people were dying all the time from infections. A lot of your fantasy stories, fairy tales, involve a thorn or a spindle or something that cuts you and makes you sick. That was... That's because a thorn could fucking kill you before antibiotics came along. And a lot of times did. So disease and climate have always been our worst enemies. And I'm hoping with this whole thing, I'm hoping with this pandemic, it makes more people more aware that yes, we have the capability, even though we didn't just recently ago, we just now really have the bones of what it takes to change medicine forever. We just need the willpower, the political willpower to say, stop making guns. We've got great fucking guns. Shrink it down. Keep the guns. Stay safe. People still kill people. Keep your guns. But let's, instead of spending trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars on weapons and the things that still keep us safe but are our least threatening, and turn it to what's really fucking killing us by the millions worldwide, and that's disease and climate. And I'm hoping, this whole thing, what made me think of it is, I'm hoping that now that we have an opportunity to pivot and away from war and towards medical science, that we can do more for our citizens, universal health care, and maybe regenerate damage from accidents that make people suffer for the rest of their lives. Yeah. My warm-up this morning was to smoke half a really fat joint. So I'm a little spacey, a little talky, and I needed to get that off my chest. I don't have any more ink done. COVID, money, life. If I ever do, would like to get some more work done. I did have some skin cancer. I don't know if I made a video about that. Where's that? There's a little scar. Took a chunk out of my tattoo. Not happy about that at all. So I will, at some point, get some more work done to get that finish off. Until then, nothing new on that. Everyone stay safe. Peace.